Namaste. Today we will do a start small tag 2021. I was tagged by Johanna. Thank you, Johanna. Basically, the idea behind this tag is that Johanna is very keen on promoting all the talent which is there on YouTube, especially the coloring community, but they don't get the right exposure, maybe because they don't have many subscribers and they don't have the network to expand the subscriber base. So she has kindly decided to do what she can and help promote these smaller channels. So what she did was she started this tag and she has tagged a few channels who are less than 1000 subscribers, and we are then each supposed to take the tag on, and I will tag a few of my friends in the coloring community who I know have less than 1000 subscribers. But to make the tag a little more fun, she has put 5 questions in that which we will answer and then pass on the torch. Before I start the questions of the tag, I will also request you to visit her channel because she has another uh, tag which she is going to have in place effective October to December 2021, which is called Johanna Lynn's Celebration 2021, and this is especially for those people who love to color in Johanna Basford or Hannah Carlson books. And I know the people whom I'm going to tag, more or less they all love these books, so I'm sure you will get on very well with Johanna. So this would be a nice way for me to introduce the people I know in the coloring community to Johanna's channel. I will put a link to the video where she has introduced both the Johanna Lynn's Celebration 2021 tag as well as the Start Small tag 2021. So now let's get started with the questions of the Start Small tag 2021. The question for the first question is, what does intimidating mean to you? And this is in relation to your coloring or creative aspect of life, right? Not do you find a dog on the street intimidating kind of question. So for me, I feel not really intimidated would be a very strong word, but I am not very keen on certain types of coloring books. So I have selected a few coloring books to show you what I mean by that. And it's not that I don't like coloring in these books, but they will not be the first choice if I have to select. I usually color to de-stress, and for de-stressing I need most of the times a no-brainy thing, right? So uh, I would prefer a book where I don't have to squint and to look at the paper, or I have to think a lot about what color combinations I need to do and stuff like that. So I prefer simpler designs, more spaced out patterns. That's my go-to when I need to de-stress. I, however, appreciate the intricacies of doing blending and shading, and I have tried them whenever I have had the time. I do have a few pages where I have done that, but not many, maybe a couple of them. Coming back to what intimidates me, I would say not really intimidate, but yes, something which I try and avoid. So, for example, in this book, if you see this uh, costume, I don't think it's a costume, it's a uniform, sorry. So this uniform has metal parts, so if I have to color this, I cannot just do straight coloring. I have to put in a little effort to make it look that it is a metal base. I will probably avoid something like that. Or for example, something from this book, right? This book, it is very detailed, and the beauty of these pages is the details, so I cannot avoid them if I need to really respect the picture that I am coloring. So in that case, this won't be the first book that I go to if I want to de-stress. So what happens, it just keeps on getting okay, I'll do it next time, and then usually it is at the bottom of my stack. Another thing that I completely dislike is coloring people, even if they are kawaii or chibi or anime. No, I just don't like coloring people at all. And that is because I'm not confident that I can do justice to the skin tones. So for me, if I have to start with people, I would rather start in the grayscale, which I have done. But I have still not developed enough confidence to color like this kind of pages. And the same thing applies for animals. So I don't like to color animals at all. And though this one is more or less already having a gradient, I just need to fill in the color. I'm still not very comfortable with that. So these are the kind of things that it's not that I don't like these books, but these are not the kind of things that I would go to by default. So these I would put under the category of what intimidates me. Moving on to the next question, what is one of your most detailed or intimidating page that you can't wait to start? Now, I can't wait to start something from this book. I already have a work in progress from a very long time, but I'll show you the page, and that is this page. As you can see, sorry, I bumped into the camera. As you can see, it is so detailed, and this is a hand-drawn picture of San Francisco in the United States. And I'll try to zoom in without shaking the camera too much. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see here houses and trees, government buildings. So it is very detailed, and the book itself is quite oversized as compared to a standard uh, book. So I will show you for comparison. This is a normal Creative Haven book, and you can see how big this book is. So it is very detailed. I already have colored one, I have a work in progress in this, and I have finished coloring one page in this, and it did take me a long time to finish that book. So this is a page which does intimidate me in the sense that it's very detailed, and I can't wait to start it. What is the most detailed or intimidating page that you have, that you probably will never do, and why? I try not to buy books which are so intimidating that I will never color them. However, it does happen sometimes because you don't know every page which is there in that book. Especially if you have seen just one page colored and you don't know the whole book flip through. So I do have something like that, and that is from this book, which is the Colin Thompson's fantastic book. And there is this page. It is a center spread, okay, and again this book is slightly bigger than the normal books, but not much, but it is, yes, you see this, it's slightly bigger. So, and this is how the page is. I cannot even fit it properly. Let's, yeah, I think this is better. So this is the page, and if you see the amount of detail that is there in this, it is going to be very difficult. Firstly, the problem comes because the shading that will be required, patience that will be required, because most of these are metal parts, and then add to that the amount of detail that is there. So I'll try to zoom in. So there you can see. So this just too much detail in this. So I don't know if I will abandon this page, but it will surely be not something which I will go to immediately or even in the near future. But I do hope that I end up coloring it someday. But yes, this is so detailed that I don't know when I will ever start working on this one. Then the fourth question is, uh, what is your favorite small sized book? I actually have just two small books, and by that I mean really small. Okay, I do have odd sized books, like I have a circular mandala book, or I do have smaller books like these. The mandala books usually come in this shape, but I will not consider them as small. These ones, as compared to a standard book, are quite small, and they are the Nice Little Town Part 1 and 2. Uh, and they are by, I forgot, okay, it is by Tanya Bogema. I think this artist keeps on changing her name. Sometimes it is this and sometimes it is something else. So this is a book which is quite small. I think these two are the smallest books that I have. So this one and this one. The fifth question is, what is your favorite completed page that was either really detailed or it intimidated you? So for me, I cannot say completed. I have a completed page which was quite detailed. I'll show you, but it is not as intimidating as something which is pending for me to finish. So if you look at this one, this really took a very long time for me to finish, and there's so many small cars. Each car has a headlight, bumper, tires, glass and everything, but I sort of gave up on this picture after some time because it was maybe too detailed for me. However, I do have a work in progress in this book. It's a work in progress from quite some time, but I like this page and I'm hoping to complete it soon, um, because it is so detailed. Every building has its own characteristics, and I need to make sure that I color the windows and the walls, and I don't want it to be just a block of brown throughout, so it's taking me a bit longer. Also, the difference is I am using watercolor on this, so it's not a medium that I have handy. If I'm doing this book, then I will need to specially take out my watercolor, uh, the brush and everything, and then sit with it. So that's why also this is getting postponed. But yes, this is a book, this is a page that I would really love to finish. Another page that I would like to consider in the same category, again, is not a completed one, but I have already started working on it, and again it is very very detailed, and I hope that I can finish it soon so that I can consider it as completed. But as you can see, this is also very detailed. So there are small things in each section which will need a different kind of coloring. Metallic, then there is plants, the animals, very very different kind of things in each section. So this page will also take some time. I hope I wish I had a finished page to show you, but sadly for this question I don't have a detailed page which is finished, and that's exactly the reason why I said it's not that it's intimidating, but it's not something that I go to by default. This will be the things that I do only when I'm really in a very relaxed mood, which is very rare. So these were the books that I had to show you for the 5 questions, and I have actually, as usual, tagged some pages with each of the question number, because I will use this tag as an good opportunity to find pages which I can start working on, and I hope to keep these tags in place till I actually finish these pages, and hopefully one day I will make a video about all these pages once I have finished coloring them. So two parts on the torch, I am selecting 5 channels which are there on YouTube and have less than 1,000 subscribers. I think almost all of them have less than 500 also. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think they don't have that many subscribers, but they are really good at what they do, and you should check out their channels. I will put a link to all their channels below, and they are Nekosimi Coloring, then Hana Sayuri, then Mibin's Color With Me, Amanda's Joy of Coloring, and Desantos Art. So these are people who I follow on YouTube. I watch their videos regularly, and I think you might enjoy watching their videos. And if you do like their videos, then I would request you to subscribe to them and keep the torch burning, so that Johanna's uh, kind intention of helping the smaller channels is actually fulfilled. So thanks for having watched, and I shouldn't even say it in this video, but if you have not yet subscribed, please do so, because that's the whole goal of this tag. And have a nice day. Bye.